Hello YouTube, it's GrassPHP here and welcome to the first lesson in this tutorial series on a new registration and login system. Lesson 1 is today creating a database, and so we obviously going to create the database within PHP today, as that makes it a lot easier. You're going to need a MySQL server with PHP If you don't already have one, and then you can download XAMPP, which is free and open source, and that's what I'm going to be using today. It comes with PHP, Apache, MySQL and PHP already installed, so that just makes it really easy. Yep. And so as you can see over here, I have my PHP window open in my browser, and if you press the databases button at the top here, you see there's an option to create database. I'm going to create a database called users, then press create, and you can see the database appears here at the side called users, and then we get the option to create a table. Now I'm going to create a table called users within my users database. This is where I'm going to store all the users. And number of columns, you'll see in my keynote presentation over here, I have a rough plan for my database, and it's probably a good idea for you to create a plan before going ahead with this tutorial. The plan basically includes everything you want to find out about your users, everything you want them to tell you. Always include an ID field, as you'll find yourself using ID lots within your PHP code to identify users. I'm going to be collecting first name, last name, email, password, year of birth, telephone number and company name. So that's 8 different columns. So if we chuck 8 in there and press go, we see we have 8 columns. First one is ID, then first name, last name, I think it was email, password, what else do we have? Year of birth, so I'll just put YOB for that. What else do we have? We had telephone number, I'll just have that down as tel, and we had company name, and I'll just put that down as company. Obviously you can have whatever fields you need to have on your website here. You can have as many as you want. So ID is going to be an integer, and select the box here, which is auto increment, which means it goes up every time by itself automatically, which means that 2 user IDs will never be the same, which is a really good thing, because if they are, we're going to have problems in our PHP code when we try to identify users and pull their information from the database. First name is going to be a varchar field, and for length and values, this is basically the maximum length that you want that to be. I'm going to put 500 characters because no one will ever have a first name that's 500 characters long, but I'm just going to put 500. Last name is also going to be a varchar variable character field, and I'm going to put 500 in there too. Email, again, varchar field, and I'm going to put 500 in there because some people's email addresses can get ridiculously long. Password, exactly the same, varchar 500. Year of birth, I'm going to have that as a varchar 2. I'll put that as 100 just to be on the safe side. Actually, I could put that at 4 because you're not going to get above that. Telephone, again, varchar, and I'll put that at 50 characters. And the company name, varchar, at 100 characters. There we go. So if we scroll down, we can press the save button here, and we can see in our users database we now have a table called users. And if we click on that table and then click on the structure tab up here, we can see all of our different columns that we added. So that's the database created and ready to go. Our PHP code can now interact with this database and table we have created, and we'll be placing information into this database, taking information out, updating it, and deleting rows and all that sort of stuff with our PHP code in the coming lessons. So next lesson will be creating a registration form. That will include CSS styling, the HTML form, the PHP form validation, and uploading the submissions to the database that we just created. So click down here for a link to the next tutorial. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in lesson 2.